Hey guys. All right. So this is our kickoff call for our Coach Basics. Carly, I know you've actually been a coach for a few weeks. Carly actually hit Success Club last month and recruited a coach.
I saw that.
Yeah. She's kind of awesome. But I knew she would be because she started on her own, really. But anyway, so we are kicking off. I'm going to mute you guys just so it's not too noisy. But we are kicking off our Coach Basics group, and this is always a really, really cool group to lead. And it's fun to help coaches get started, get their business off the ground. And it may be a little overwhelming at times. It definitely not maybe, like it will be. I remember as a new coach, like I went through Coach Basics 3 times, and that was when, like, after that, I kind of felt like I had a grasp on the vital behaviors. So all that to say, don't expect that you'll just get it all in this first month. Like, I'm always learning. I'm always challenging myself. I'm always like getting better at the 4 vitals. And so like this group, this Coach Basics group is for us to pour into you, to teach you guys how to do the 4 vitals, how to, announce your coach if you haven't already, start talking about challenge groups and inviting, and eventually have your own challenge groups running, which is exciting, right? All right, so really quickly tonight, so for most of you guys, we probably have been through this stuff, or you've been into your Coach Online office, but I do want to quickly just take you through your Coach Online office and show you some things that are going to be super useful to you as a coach. So if you're brand new, you haven't done this yet, you go to teambeachbody.com, you sign in with your username and password that you use to set up your account, okay? And then when you do that, you are going to be logged in, and you are going to go to Coach and then Coach Online Office, all right? And hold on, let me show you just really quickly some things. So like, for example, this is your Coach ID. This is my page, obviously, but this is your Coach ID up here in the top left corner. Your current rank should say Coach, unless you've advanced to like Coach Online or Emerald. Are you waving at me, Timmy?
I am. It's not showing your screen. Try it again.
Right. Okay, let me try it again. Hold on. Thank you. Okay. I know you're like, hey. Okay, now can you guys see it? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is your Coach Online office, and your Coach ID, which is really important. Like, I actually have I have 2 Coach IDs now, but I have them written on a piece of notebook paper and taped to my computer. All right, so that's really important. You're going to use that a lot, so memorize it. Your current rank, it should say Coach. Your qualification status, don't worry about that. You should be active. In order to stay active as a coach, you have to have at least 50 PV in volume each month, and that means like if you're drinking your Shakeology, if it's on auto ship every month, you're going to be active automatically. But you could be active because somebody orders under you, or maybe you order like a 3-day refresh if you delayed your Shakeology or something. But you do need to be active in order to qualify for bonuses once you hit Emerald and things like that, okay? Your upline sponsor would be either me or Timmy. Probably some of you guys, like Jade has some people in here. Christy has some people in here. So there are other people. Let's see. Don't worry about all this volume stuff yet. The My Alert section is really important, because that's where, as you get new customers, as you have people sign up to make you their coach, or people order, that's going to show up here. As you sign up new coaches, that's going to show up here. Don't worry about the coaches in your organization. You would be paying attention to this. You have so many personally sponsored new coaches. Those are the people that are going to count towards your business. You're going to see lots of people, like I have 17 new coaches in my organization. Those are not my personally sponsored coaches, but they do go towards my volume, but that's not important right now. And then this is your Success Club leaderboard. As you qualify for Success Club, that's going to show up here. It'll show you how you acquired your Success Club points, whether it's with a new coach or with somebody who orders a challenge pack or Shakeology on HD. So that is important right there. So keep up with that. And in order to qualify for Success Club, you have to sign up at least 3 people with a challenge pack or Shakeology in a month, and you have to have your own shipment. You have to have that 50 PV. Or does it have to be 90 as a coach, or does it just have to be 50, Timmy? It just has to be 50, right? Yeah. Okay, so like I said, when my Shakeology ships out, which it already did. No, it did last month. Okay, so it will at the end of April, and then I'll qualify for Success Club. That's important. The next thing I want to show you, if you haven't already set up your EFT management, that's just your direct deposit. So as you get paid, it will go directly into your bank account if you set that up. If you don't set it up, they will cut you a check. It will be delayed, and they will charge you for writing you a paper check. So I always suggest going ahead and doing that, okay? If you want to check your orders, for people who order or your personal orders, you can go to my orders, customer orders, and personal orders. Every week we get paid on Thursday. So if you have signed one up with a challenge pack, then you will have a commission that week, and it is it's delayed a week. So that, just expect that. And then volume, we can talk about that later. Downline, as you sign up coaches, you will use that. So, but for right now, set up your EFT management, know how to check your customer orders, and those are kind of two of the biggest, most important things. The next thing is your news and training. So news is where, as you know, obviously things just release, like talking about, some of this stuff doesn't always go in order. I follow the news feed on the home page of my Coach Online office, but you can go through here and look at older news announcements that have come out. If you go to training, this is like the heart of your training. As a new coach, you got that 30-day quick start kind of thing, that email that you got that get started. I don't even know what it's called. I can't think right now. I'm tired, sorry. But you got an email with a lot of really good information. But this is, if you are just looking for training, looking to learn some new things, learn more about the vital behaviors, you would go to news and training and then click on training. And then you've got this getting started, and there's that the business quick start and the coach action plan is the thing that we asked you guys to fill out. I know that a lot of my people have done that. And then the 4 vital behaviors, and then you would move on to coach. And, honestly, I don't expect anybody, I wouldn't expect myself to sit here and go through this all at once, but like I would maybe like once a week pick some of these things to just like download and save and kind of review, because it's all going to be things that help you move your business forward. Social media do's and don'ts. Timmy's going to talk about that tonight. How to build relationships, the customer 5-step invitation process. I thought this was hokey at first. Like I thought, there's no way I'm going to do this. Like I'm not going to like sit down and go through these steps. But it really works. Like it really works. Like you form a relationship, you identify a need, you share info about, products, and then, you help them, anticipate success. And then anyways, we're going to go through this stuff, but it's just really good information. And I wanted to show you guys that first of all, so that you knew where that stuff is, and like you'll learn it over time. And, but definitely utilize your Coach Online office, because there's so much good stuff in there. Okay. And so let's see, I talked about direct deposit, your Coach ID. Okay, so does everybody in here, I don't want to waste time on things so I don't need to. Does everybody in here know how to use the Coach Mobile to sign up, Coach Mobile to sign people up with a challenge pack? Chrissy, do you know? Okay. All right. I can't see Jamie, but hopefully she knows. If she doesn't, I know that her coach will help her. So Coach Mobile is what I use to sign people up with the challenge pack. And then you have the Beachbody links. If you just Google Beachbody links, or you can download that app on your phone or your iPad, you can create links for people to sign up and make you their coach. And we will go through that as you guys reach that point in your business. But that's just kind of some of the basics. But now that you are a coach, we want you guys, if you have not already, to get your coach announcements out there. And so for me, like I'm looking at Carly, she's my coach. I know she's already done it once or twice. She had a great response, but you've got to tell people that you are a coach. It's just like opening a bricks and mortar business. Like if you open the doors, if you do all this prep work and you talk about how great it's going to be, how wonderful it is, all these services you're going to provide, but you don't ever actually advertise for it, then people aren't going to come. They're not going to know to show up to the party, basically, right? So you've got to launch your business. And that is absolutely the first thing that you have to do. And it's like ripping a Band-Aid off. It's overwhelming. It's intimidating, but you've got to do it, or otherwise people are not going to have a clue about what you are doing. And so this was my coach announcement. Actually, I think I had a different picture, but it was very similar. But I just basically, I took the wording that my coach provided me. I changed it a little bit, changed it to my story, and I invited people to my first challenge group. And I just, like I said I needed to lose some weight. I needed some accountability. I did the 21-day fix, clean eating, and Shakeology. If it hadn't been for the support and accountability, then I probably would have given up. But I lost some weight, I got results, and, I wanted to help pay it forward. And so I was inviting people to my first challenge group on October 18th. And I told them a clear call to action. I'm accepting 5 people, like this post or comment for more information. And, that was my coach announcement. And I did it more than once, honestly. I didn't just post it and not post again. I posted this coach announcement. I got up the next day, and then I did a workout selfie, and then I did it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And so it was just that consistency and that just credibility that I was building, by sharing my story, inviting people to do it with me, and then showing them along the way that I was being proof that the products work. That's one of the vital behaviors. But you've got to put your coach announcement out there first, okay? That's very important. So if you haven't done it, then you've got to do it. So what happens next? Once you put that out there, whether it's a coach announcement or it is a challenge group ad, you're obviously going to have some type of response. Either people are going to say, oh, yeah, tell me more, or sign me up, or how much does it cost? You get all kinds of responses from people, and it's a little crazy. But most likely, most of us are going to get yeah, tell me more, or I'd love to join your group, or whatever. And people may not necessarily understand what it is yet because you're a new coach, you haven't been posting a lot. So you've got to be able to explain it to them. My first tip is don't get excited when someone messages you or comments or likes your post, but just remove the emotional attachment from the sale, okay? Our goal as coaches is, yes, we want to help people get started with Shakeology and a workout program or the All Access Pass, but our job is basically to tell our story and to encourage people and educate them so much that they want to join us, right? So we're not going to jump in. When someone says, yeah, tell me about your challenge group, or how much does it cost? I'm not going to say, oh, it's $160 and you get this, this, and that. I'm going to start asking them questions because I want to develop a relationship if I don't have one already. And I want them to know that I have their best interest at heart. Okay. And so this is definitely the process that I use. It's just a, not generic, but it's my guide for how I enter into a conversation with people. If I invite someone or they contact me based on a post, I'm going to start with asking them questions. I'm going to say, oh, I'm so excited you are interested in this challenge group. I really love helping people get results and changing their health. And then I might start with, how do you think you would benefit most from this challenge group? Or why are you interested in the challenge group? Excuse me, what changes do you want to make in your health? I'll start with one question at a time. And as they answer it, I'll ask another question. So I'm just steadily building that relationship and investing in them and letting them see that I truly care about what their motivation is. I truly care about helping them get results. And I can share this if it's not already, it's probably not in our Coach Basics page, but I'll share this in there so you guys can have this. But my goal is to help them, not only just help them realize that I am interested in them, I'm invested in them, I want to help them get results, but I also want them to make an emotional connection to what changing their health could do for their life. And I've even, after that call with Robbie Carter a couple weeks ago, I've started to ask people, if you were able to lose the 30 pounds that you say you want to lose, how would your life be different? What would be different? How would your family benefit from you being healthy? I really want people to connect emotionally with what they hope to do in their health and fitness. Because when you do, then they're pretty much like ready to get started. It doesn't matter, how much it costs, or some people do have financial issues that won't let them do it. But once they make that emotional connection and they realize that, hey, you're there to help them and you're invested in them and you care about them, then people are ready to get started. So these are just some of the questions that I ask on the left side. And then this in the gray on the right side, that's just the process that I go through. So I invite them, I help them discover their goal and their why by asking these questions. And then once we do that, like once I figure out how much time do you have to exercise, what's your weight loss goal, what type of exercise do you enjoy, do you struggle with clean eating or portion, or just knowing what to eat. Then I'm going to make a suggestion, a program suggestion based on their answers. So if somebody has like 150 pounds to lose, like I'm not going to recommend insanity, that's going to be a little bit extreme. But if they have just like 20 or 30 pounds to lose and they have 30 minutes to work out, then I'm going to recommend something like the 21-day fix or core to force, or, or even 22-minute hardcore, just depending on their responses. I'm going to make a couple of suggestions. I'm going to share a video, and let me show you guys. Do you guys know how to share those videos with people from your Coach Online office? It's super simple. All that you do, and you can actually do this through your Coach, like your mobile app if you use that. But when you go to your home page, if you go, the way that I access it is that I go down here to where it says video library, and I click English. And then I will go to, so it's automatically going to pull up. See, this is awesome. This is a really good, this Spring into Health All Access Challenge Pack video. That once you get into a conversation with somebody and you want to share them with them about the All Access Challenge Pack, which is, like, if they have Wi-Fi, they need the All Access Challenge Pack, honestly, guys. You click share and you copy the link, and then I will copy that and paste it into our message feed, whether it's through Facebook or email or whatever it might be. If you want to show them like the 21-day fix or Body Beast or, like Country Heat, you just click on the program, and I always share with them the Country Heat. Like I would share the challenge pack info because it's going to talk about the program, and it's also going to show them if they've got the challenge pack, what would they get in the challenge pack. And I just copy the link and I paste it into our message thread. And so that way they have a video to watch, a really short video. They're like 2 minutes long. It gives them a visual about the programs and about what they would be getting as far as what they would purchase. And it also, like if they decided to click on it and order it, like because you sent it from your Coach Online office, it's when they sign up with an account, it's going to make you their coach unless they already have a Beachbody account. So that's important too. So I like to share those videos. That's the first thing, and that's what I do in that step of the process. And then while they're watching that, I will explain the challenge group. I have that challenge group description that I'll put in Coach Basics, and I use the same one pretty much every time. It just breaks down, like it's a 30-day group. We're gonna meal plan. We're going to replace the meal with Shakeology. We're going to hold each other accountable. We're going to talk about like emotional eating, eating out, things like that. And, it's just a kind of a generic challenge group script that I change based on the month or the theme or something like that. And, like at this point, I pretty much explained the value of everything. I've talked about the fact that Shakeology is a meal replacement because you're going to get that. Like, I don't do protein shakes, or I can't afford it, or, it's too expensive. And I've told them once already that it's a meal replacement, right? And so if they tell me that it costs too much once they find out the price or something, I say it again, it's actually a meal replacement. Like I used to stop and get breakfast every single day. I would get a chicken and biscuit and a Diet Coke, and that cost me $6 or $7 easily. And now my shake costs me like $4 a day. And so it actually saves me money, keeps me healthier, and curbs my cravings, so that's one way that I anticipate objections. And so as you're doing that conversation, as you're sharing with them, you're kind of already anticipating those objections that people might have. And so if they read it, if they watch the stuff, they pick a program, they decide to go with the All Access Challenge Pack, they've read the challenge group description, and they're like, yes, I'm in. That's when I tell them about the challenge pack. I tell them, well, they've already seen it, obviously, if I send them that video. So I'm just, again, like I'm giving them this information and prepping them for the purchase of the challenge pack. And it all sounds very calculated and salesy, but it's really not. Like it's a conversation. Like just like I try to have a conversation and talk just like I would if somebody was sitting right in front of me, and you know that they were my best friend. So like I keep it real, I keep it flowing, and I'm always ending these conversations when I send a message. I end with a question, so they will respond back, right? And so I shared the challenge pack details. You know, you get the if it's all access, you get a year's membership to Beachbody On Demand. It has like thousands of dollars worth of fitness programs. You could not get this value at a gym. And you get the 30-day supply of Shakeology, which is a meal replacement, and you get the portion fix containers and the meal planning guide. And this is $160. If you're ready to get started, just give me your email address and what flavor of Shakeology you want, and I will send you the link to get started. And I just talk like I assume they're going to sign up, honestly. And that works typically. Some people have cost objections. Some people say, whoa, you know, I don't think I can do that right now. Or some people have more questions. And so that's how my conversation goes. Now, does everybody that contacts me or that I invite sign up for a challenge pack? No, obviously not. But my goal is to get 3 people every month. 3 new people started with a challenge pack. Okay. So before I go on, do you guys have any questions about that? Like just kind of that process? Like, have you been through this and you're not really, it hasn't gone well, or you couldn't answer questions or something? Do you guys have any questions for me? Or Timmy, do you have anything to add to that? So like I said, you know, like as a new coach, like I floundered and fumbled and did all kinds of things that like probably were not conducive to me starting a business, right? But you know, like you just kind of, I see every conversation, even now, as an opportunity to learn and to get better and to really, honestly, guys, like I don't care that every conversation doesn't end in a challenge pack. If I can just like speak life into somebody, or I can encourage someone in some way, you know, like I feel like I've done my job as a coach. And I have this scripture verse above my desk. It's from 1 Corinthians 16:14, and it says, do everything in love. And I feel like I believe that, you know, if we do that, if people can sense our concern and our care and our, you know, our desire to really help people, then, you know, we're going to be successful coaches no matter what. And you just want 3 new people every month. And if you think about how many friends you have on Facebook or the number of people that you're adding and inviting, like you just need 3 to hit Success Club every month. 3 people who sign up with a challenge pack or Shakeology on Home Direct. And so that's our goal. And so, you know, once you do your challenge group, I mean, your coach announcement, and you start inviting people, then, you know, the vitals go this way. You want to be proof that the products work, right? So in order to do that, you have to post. Like you can't just post your coach announcement and then ghost out. And then you just, you know, stop posting. Like you have to get up tomorrow morning. If you post it tonight or tomorrow night, you have to get up the next day and you have to post a sweaty selfie. You have to talk about what you're doing. You've got to, you know, share encouragement. Tell people why are you working out? You know, why do you get up and push play every day? Why do you sweat it out every single day? You know, and that's important. Like that encouragement, just that consistency, and me posting my workout selfie every single morning, especially in the beginning, and even now, people expect it now, but especially in the beginning, people were so encouraged by that. They didn't care that I was running challenge groups. They didn't care that I was eating clean or using portion containers. They were just like, they were, you know, just turned on by the fact that I was working out every single day, and I was showing up, and I was posting motivation, and I was encouraging people. Like I got so many messages in the beginning from people that were like, thank you so much for posting what you did this morning. It made me get up off the couch and do something instead of just laying in bed and just until I had to get up, you know? And so that being proof that the products work, and talking about your workouts, talking about Shakeology once or twice a week, you know, is really important. That's a very, 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 they're all important, but it's a very important vital behavior. It's the most visible one, right? And so like you've got to be doing that. And so like now, you know, I shared in here earlier tonight, you know, obviously everybody knows I'm a coach now. I still talk about it from time to time, but for 2 weeks out of the month until my challenge group starts, I am promoting my challenge group. And you can do that in so many different ways. Like I created an event. You don't have to create an event. It's a great way to do it. We'll teach you how to do that. But, you know, I created an event and I shared a photo. I shared my story, just like I did with my coaching announcement. I shared my story, explained about the challenge group, invited people to it, gave a clear call to action, asked them to do something if they wanted to join. And then, you know, that's what I did for my challenge group ad. So if you've already done your coach announcement, if you're doing your vital, if you're posting every single day, then you still need to be, you know, creating those challenge group ads, creating those challenge group posts, and inviting people to your challenge group. And I do that in a not so direct way a lot of days. Like it might be in my workout selfie. I'll talk about accountability. I got up and worked out today because my challengers were expecting me to log in and to share my workout post, you know, and I'll say something like, if you need that kind of accountability, if you need direction in your health and how to get started, comment below. I have a new challenge group starting April 17th. I'd love to help you. And then some nights it's more formal, like it was tonight, like a picture that I made in Canva, and I share a long story, and then, you know, share my Wufoo application or the event page or something like that. But I am definitely inviting publicly and privately every single day to my challenge groups, and that's really important. Like the vitals are something that we do every day. No matter if you have 30 minutes, if you have 2 hours, it doesn't matter. Just so long as you're doing them consistently, you're going to see results. You're going to get people, you're going to find people to help, and you're going to hit Success Club. Let's see. What do I have next? I can share this with you. These are actually some of my old challenge group ads. So like this one is an old challenge group ad that was from, oh gosh, October 2015, probably. And so this is really the way I used to do it. I used to have like a theme on my photo, and then I would kind of bullet point out what the challenge group includes. And I mix it up and I try different things. Sometimes the challenge group ad is just a picture of me, and, you know, I go into the details in the post. Sometimes I put some information on my photo. And then, you know, I honestly kind of play with it based on, you know, where I'm at, what I want to try to do. But so the most important thing in talking about your challenge groups, whether it's in your coaching announcement or a challenge group ad, is to definitely, one, share your story. And it can be a different part of your story. Doesn't matter what part of the story it is, but there has to be something about you and why you do this. A picture of you. It can't be a stock photo. We don't use stock photos as coaches. That is salesy, and we don't want to be salesy, right? We want to share our story. And then, you know, in the challenge group post, you want to explain what the challenge group is, what day it starts, tell like how many spots you have, and then tell people what to do. Like and comment below, or, you know, send me an email, or post your email address below, or comment I'm in below, or, you know, send me a message. You know, you just got to tell people what to do, or they won't do it, honestly. And so that's just an example of one of my challenge group ads. And then I'm going to let Timmy take it from here and talk about the posting aspect of it, because really, like, you know, people ask me like how I've hit Success Club every month since I've been a coach, or, you know, how do I get Success Club points so consistently? And I honestly attribute it to, I do all the vital behaviors, but I am so consistent in posting. Like, I'm so consistent in posting. And I think that, you know, getting into that groove and sharing your story and just kind of finding your niche and talking to people who are like you is really important. It's now as a new coach, and even now I'm going on like 2.5, close to 3 years as a coach. And so Timmy's going to talk about that.
Share my screen here real quick. There we go. Can y'all see it? Okay. Okay, so like she said, social media, and what helps her, you know, hit Success Club, and what helps us is the consistency. So just like our workouts and stuff, you can't just show up for 2 weeks and then not do anything for a while and expect it to still be working, because it's not. In order for people to see your posts in Facebook, you need to be active with them. either, in their posts or behind the scenes and messages. And you just need to have that face to face. So we talk about the great thing about Beachbody is you don't have to go to people's houses and set up like a huge jewelry display or, anything like that you can run a business from home. You actually can, it's all about having connections and creating relationships. And you can have those connections and creating relationships through our social media. So I said, this is your storefront. And so we're lucky. Our, advertisement is free, whether or not you choose Facebook or Instagram or what other social media. Most of us probably are more of a Facebook type related team. And so you get to choose. And so like we said, we don't use stock pictures. So here, is a picture of Autumn, and as cute as she is, and it shows everything 21 Day Fix, and it shows everything you get, people are not going to identify with that as much as if you see the picture of my son and I, we were on vacation and he did a workout with me. And so I got to talk about how, he wasn't at football practice, but we still did our workout and we did it together. So I think, you see that people are going to more identify the fact that we're doing it together as a family versus just a cute little picture of Autumn. So this is your storefront and it's your personal journey, and they want to see you. And I know it's really awkward at first to take selfies. Like I was talking to someone about using Facebook for the first time, and I was really bad at it. Like, how it says your name, Timmy Park, like mine will say Timmy Park, and I wouldn't even write a complete sentence. I would write, is making brownies or something, like I never really even knew how to use social media. I just kind of I thought because they saw my name, I would finish the sentence, is making brownies or is doing the dishes. I don't, whatever it was. It was awful when I see those on this day post. So please don't think that because you see some of our posts and they're a little bit more maybe put together than you've seen. And so you're thinking, well, I couldn't do that. You definitely can. It just comes from a little bit of practice and digging a little bit deeper to share your story and your journey. So to get started, I'm going to show you what not to do because unfortunately I was scared to death about sharing pictures of me. And so I decided when I announced that I was a coach, I said, okay, one of the things I'm going to do this year was share about things that worked for me. And so I shared about, joining a challenge group and that I wanted to, who wants to join me this month? And I said prep week was on the 16th and we pushed play on the 23rd and I had 13 likes. So that's kind of cool. It's better, than, complete silence, which I've had too. But I just want to show you so I didn't really, I shared a little bit of my story, but there's not me. You can't really connect. And I do talk about in that story that our boys, I started in January, and one of the things we do is we sit down with our boys and we talk about the year before and what are our goals for the next year. And one of my goals was actually to start sharing more about, things that God lays on my heart to help others. And so it was a little bit about my journey, but I didn't personalize it enough. So I just want to show this next one. Then I get a little bit bolder. And so I was able to show me in transformation so that people can see, hey, I wasn't just this way. I didn't always, have lose the majority of my weight, that I had the before and I had the after. And I talked about my transformation a little bit more. And so on here, I couldn't fit it all on, but I had 85 likes and over 15 comments. So just to comparison that, as you can see the difference between why we preach so much about, when you're launching your business and when you're telling your story, how important it is to have you involved in it, or your family and your story, and have it involved, because it's about the connection. So, I don't connect, necessarily with, someone I don't know or a stock model, but I will connect with my best friend, or a friend of mine that I've met down the street, that I will connect with her. And so you're not really selling products, you're selling why it works for you and how you can help others. So we talked about posting. And so one of the things we talk about is posting 3 to 5 times a day. And I know that seems overwhelming, especially if you don't post at all. I warmed up to it, I will definitely say. I would just, maybe share a post at first, motivational. And I learned that if you do that, you're just sharing somebody else's information. So you really want to, find something, take a picture of yourself, find a motivational quote that really inspires you, and you can slap it on there using different photo apps like Photofy is a really good one, and I talk more about them in a little bit. But so you want just to personalize it. So the reason why we say 3 to 5 times a day is not just so that you're constantly on your phone, but different people get on at different times. Like there's some people are more morning people. Some people get on when they have a break at lunchtime and they scroll through while they're eating their lunch. Some people, you know, their kids are napping. Like if you have little ones, your kids are napping and you finally have that minute to sit down and breathe. And so they're more of an afternoon person. You have those people that are evening or even late evening. I am not a late evening girl. Like after this call, I will be, you know, I'll answer a few messages that I saw popped up. The computer goes and I go to bed. I am not a late girl. I am an early riser though, because like my alarm goes off obnoxiously early. I don't necessarily post that early, but because I know a lot of people aren't up, but I get a lot of my work done that I need to do beforehand. But different people do a lot of things. I know a lot of people that are more of an evening person. And so like even, you know, even these calls are more difficult for me, but you're trying to touch base and reach people on where they're at and where they look at their social media. And you can always check. If you ever notice that Facebook, when you're on your computer or even Messenger, it'll say people online at the bottom of your computer, or it will even say on your phone, on Messenger, it'll tell you how many people are online when you're doing that. I use that at first to gauge when was my good time. So I kind of save like my, you know, good post for the day for that time. Like I would just kind of check every once in a while and see, oh, there's 50 people on today, or there's 90 people on today, or there's this many people on. And so I would kind of get a gauge. And so it kind of helps you kind of reach the people that you want to reach. So what to post is the craziest thing. You're like, what do people want to even hear from me? And so here's things we tell people to do is make a list that describes you, and not make a list that describes you about Beachbody. Make a list really that kind of describes you outside of that. Who were you before? So some of it will kind of go together because it's who you are now, but just kind of think outside that box a little bit. So my things that I wrote down so you can see is I talk a lot about my faith. I talk a lot about my boys and my husband. Of course, we're going to share fitness. That's going to be a given. Every morning you're going to have that, you know, saying, hey, I did it, and, you know, talk about it, not just, yay, I did it. You're going to talk about like, man, it was hard today, but I was able to get up and do it. Or even a tip like, you know, like I tell people I hide my phone under the bottom of my bed so that it makes me get up, so that I force myself to actually get up instead of just hitting the snooze. So adding those little tips and talking about, you know, even though it was hard for you to press play, or check out the convenience of this. I didn't have to look for the DVDs or anything. I just got online and was able to pull up Netflix for fitness, and I pulled out my favorite workout. In less than, you know, 5 minutes or whatever, I was already in my workout. No driving to the gym, no setting up, no, you know, waiting in traffic or anything like that. So you're going to use those things and describe it. Well, you'll hear us talk constantly about why are you posting and why does it help you. Since I do share a lot about my family, our weekends are full of football and sports. And so I use that. I will post most weekends something about what I ate while we were at the ballparks, because I think that's a lot. It's hard for people when they have tournaments and things like that. And so I will share like what I packed. Like this weekend I posted, we packed a bunch of hummus and some veggies, and that's what my husband had. We had a double header game, and that's what we had in between. So I will share with people some of those tips. A foodie. I so would love to be just like an awesome foodie picture taker, and I really try, but I just do my best. But that's part of our journey, is that we're doing fitness and we're eating clean. And so you want to share the meals that you've made, because you're saying, hey, I'm a person, if I can do it, you can do it too. So you're encouraging them, offer them recipes and give them tips of maybe some really cool new product that you tried that made your life easier. Like HEB makes cauliflower rice already made, and all you got to do is put it in the pan. So you don't have to grind it in your blender or grind it up in your food processor. So, I mean, you use those tips as you're posting, because that's what people want. You really want to add value to everything. And so like people want to come to your page because you're offering so much more information, and they can come to you as a resource. I also put on here modifier because I have a back injury. And so I am not able to do the workouts that I used to love so much, like those HIIT training and jumping. Unfortunately, now I modify. So I talk about it's okay to modify if you can still get your workout just to be the best version of you. And then I have a cute little Maltese, so I'm a dog mom. So those are my things that I mean, obviously I stray from it, but those are the things when I think of posts, those are what creates me. And so those are the people that I'm going to probably, attract the most. And so how to post, we talk about you don't have to, every post have to be a long paragraph on and on and on. And you're going to share your story a little bit by little bit to get people to keep coming back. So I found this image and I just love it. So I've used it before. You already saw in there, it says post 3 to 5 times a day, but and we said it before, it shouldn't all be Beachbody. Only about 20% or so of your posts should actually be like, Beachbody related. And we talk about like, it should be so much more about who you are. You can obviously talk about being a Beachbody coach, but you want to share about, the food that you're eating. And you don't always have to, you're talking more about how you use it within your life. You know what I mean? So you want to keep out those stock photos and stuff. So focusing on adding value or life hacks, like I talked about before, like, the little rice bags and things like that. So this person's tips were, their things about them was faith, family, fitness, fashion, and travel. So you can, those are the things that they focus on. So it's going to be different for everybody because everybody is different. So be you. Don't be afraid to be you. Engage and ask your followers questions. So we've done this before. Like if we're about to go out of town, we'll go to a fancy dinner, when we go to Summit or something like that, we'll talk about, hey, we have this coming up. Do you like dress A or dress B? And to get people to kind of comment and kind of interact with you. Rachel had one not too long ago about a hair dryer. She was asking, an idea of what hair dryer people wanted. I've asked one before I'd ever used that, what is that, dry shampoo. I was asking people what type of dry shampoo that they used and stuff. So get people involved to interact, because the more they interact on your page, the more interaction you just have with each other, and you can start those conversations. And you use those comments and you use those likes to start and initiate all those conversations. Let me go to the next one. So this is kind of what it looks like. So you're building interest in your challenge group. So not every post is going to be, hey, please come and join my challenge group. You'll start with sharing your journey. So you're going to simply share everything and not sell it. Share that you are starting a new challenge group. Share that you're working with other women that are trying to be the best versions of themselves. Share that you share recipes. And so you're doing that. And then the next thing is you can give shout outs to each other. Like today is Transformation Tuesday, like for me. So I did a transformation post and shouted out one of the other ladies that are also on our larger team. And just thought, she shared her transformation if you wanted to use it. So I used it and was just telling a little bit about her story that she had added. And you're shouting them out for doing a good job because they're using the program and they're using, Shakeology, and you talk about that. So you can shout them out for all their hard work. There are, if you don't have, you have your own transformation, but if you don't have others to share, the ladies in our groups and our team, we're more than welcome to share each other's. Also, you can get online and you can just different groups, and then Beachbody has different transformation stories that you can share. They have stories and a whole page. It talks about and interviews them. And you can pull bits and pieces from that interview and create a post without just, tagging a link to that page. You can create a post like, hey, check out Becky. She said that she, wasn't really excited about a challenge group the first time because she was really nervous about it and she didn't understand it. But once she was all in and dedicated and replaced 1 meal a day with Shakeology and was dedicated to the 21-day fix, she hasn't looked back since. And then check out her results and stuff like that. So you can pick and choose, and they'll interview them. And so you could just go on to, I think it's as soon as you pull up your Team Beachbody page, you'll even see transformations on there. I just click on it. Sometimes I find something that really kind of caught my eye. It motivates me, and I will share that. And most of the time I share that on Tuesdays or sometimes Fridays. If I miss Tuesday by accident, I'll do a Fitspiration Friday. Like I said, you're going to want to share life hacks. And so how do you keep up with your water? How do you decide how much water you have per day? Do you keep a big cup of it? You know, do you put rubber bands on your cup and measure it and drop down the rubber bands? Do you use a big gallon full of water and fill it up every day? So you want to share just different tips. And if you're not sure, Pinterest has lots of different things where you can share if you're kind of not sure or where to start. But think about your own journey. What are you using to stay on track? Obviously, you're a coach, so you have, want to help others do that, and think back to yours. So recipes is just such an important part of it, because, you're obviously sharing that, you can do it too. You're cooking. And so I try as much as I can to share my actual cooking photos. I probably have shared like something like, hey, check out this recipe. This looks really good. I can't wait to try it. But a lot of my pictures are actually my recipes, and you're showing people it's not just like a magazine picture. I've actually, cooked this meal for my family, made tweaks for my boys, and we're all enjoying it. So the recipes definitely help, because I think the majority of people struggle with nutrition for a lot of it. So then you'll talk about your invites, and then we'll call this kind of like ads and stuff, where we will, instead of a public invite, like on a Sunday night is a great time to say, hey, just like your coach, you're announcing that your coach, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is my start date. I would love to have 5 people join me. Do you have any interest? And you leave a call to action like, hey, message me if you want to learn more. Like, here's my examples then. I kind of went over it already, but like for fitness, you could talk about your workout, you have a workout selfie, the best time that you personally work out and why you choose that time. Like, Carly was just saying she worked out in the evening, and Rachel and I are early morning workouters. So, you can share that. Why does it work out for you? How have challenge groups helped you personally? Some food to share. Recipes, meal plans are really popular to share those meal plans, because people don't really know how to meal plan. A lot of people don't know how to do it. They kind of buy some chicken and some pork and some steak, and then they kind of just wing it. So the meal plans really help you stay on track. So you can share that. Share kitchen tools that are helpful to you. We use a salad spinner a lot to wash and dry all of our fruit and veggies. And I share the different tools that I use for meal planning. Weekends are just really important for that, because a lot of people don't know, and so you're really helping them and adding value to them. What are some eating out tips? You think about what helps you eat out when you eat out. And my biggest thing is like, order first. Don't listen to everyone else what they get. Decide what you're going to get before you get there by looking online. And you order first. So share those little tips and talk about them. What are your snacks? And then always share about Shakeology, and always add why you like Shakeology. Your Shakeology post does not have to be every day. I probably share once or twice a week, and it's usually, man, I love this stuff because, and you're sharing why. And try to, make your image look pretty, put it in a glass, or, just kind of be creative with it. And it definitely takes time to do it. So don't fret about all that. We have all been with the Shakeology cup and just don't know what to do. So you kiss it and then you say, I had my Shakeology today. So, I'm sure everyone has had 1 or 2 of those posts before you had the actual training of teaching people to share why. So your family, share about you and your hobbies, your kids or fur babies or your husband. Share things that are not Beachbody related, because people they're friends with you. They're not friends necessarily with Beachbody, whether or not it is a part of your life, but they want to know more about you. And ask advice and for questions. So, and then we talked about, again, your public invite. Announcing that you have a challenge group, or maybe you're offering a free group or a new coach group. You always want to offer a start date, and you always want to add a call to action, like saying, what are you going to do next? So what do you want people to do? They want you to message you? Do you want them to click like? Do you want them to comment below? Do you want them to click on your WooFoo form? And we'll talk about that in a second. But there's different things you can do, and you can change it up. It doesn't always have to be the same, but you grab their interest, so now you want to tell them what to do. So real quick, just when you're talking online, your photos and your Facebook cover and your profile photos, do your best to try to give it a clear photo. It does not have to be a fancy photo. This picture of me in the white background is not a professional photo. It is me in front of our armoire. I took it one Sunday after church because my hair was curled, and I was in the front room, and I put my iPhone up there and clicked it, and I edited it out and had the background edited out to make it a white background. That's as fancy as I got. I paid somebody on Fiverr $5 to delete that for me, so I didn't have to, so I could use that wherever I wanted. But try to use like a clear photo of you. And so what we mean is, if you're going to have like a picture of all your girlfriends in your profile, they don't know which one's you, so they want to connect with you. Use your cover page to kind of reflect who you are and your 5 things. So you can kind of see there's a picture of my family, my boys, my recipe, my cute little Emma, and then of course me and my football shirt, because our family is all about football. But pick the items that make you, and like we have talked about before, I think Rachel had already posted about Canva. Canva has some great templates. You literally upload your fit picture and you drag and drop them already in there, and it creates it for you. It doesn't take a ton of time. Just for good lighting, if you don't have good lighting in your house, go outside. Go outside and take a picture. I have a ton of pictures using the brick part of the back of my house as my backdrop, because it's outside and it takes good pictures. So it just helps. And usually most of my pictures, I'll take a bunch of pictures on Sunday after I'm done for home from church, because my hair's curled and my makeup's done. So that's when a lot of my pictures come and done. So real quick, we talked about like things you want to jot these down real quick. If your phone apps are Photofy, WordSwag, Canva, PicMonkey, and Snapseed are ones that are really popular to use. I personally love Photofy and WordSwag the most. Canva and PicMonkey is also on the computer. I use both of them for different reasons, but really love Canva because it saves your images. It's just easier than PicMonkey. I really do like it more often. But the Snapseed on your phone helps with the lighting and different filters and stuff like that, so you can play with that. One of the things we definitely talk about is personal development, and we want you guys, most of you should be reading The Compound Effect, or there's other books that we've talked about if you've already read that book to kind of help you. And really the reason why I'm bringing up personal development right now, because it helps you know what to post. I will say my morning workout post in the very much beginning was pulled from whatever personal development book I was reading. So it's The Compound Effect. It was pulled from, hey guys, every day, each step, each workout counts, they compound upon each other. Every meal counts, you can just, add it, make these small changes every day. So often, whatever I'm reading for my personal development, I pull something from it, and that helps me create my post. So a lot of times when people say, I don't know what to post anymore, one of our first questions will be to our coaches is, well, what are you reading for your personal development? And sometimes that's kind of where it sticks. Maybe they kind of fell off the wagon, and we all have, so don't worry about that. We've all, go, you know what, it has been several days since I've picked up a book or listened to something on Audible. So, that's where your keys are, because it helps motivate you and helps encourages you, which that's your job. We're like a professional cheerleader. At least that's what I say. I really want to help other people succeed. And so you're like out there cheering for your team, cheering for everybody and helping them. So pull snippets of the things from your personal development that inspires you to help you. And so it'll help create your posts. So I just listed a bunch of stuff. Remember your post ideas. Most people on social media, you have like a few seconds to grab their attention. They either want to be entertained or they want to learn something, is what we've learned from most of our trainings. So they either want a good recipe, they want a quick tip, they want to know that Shakeology gives them a quick and easy option, that they don't have to rely on fast food, that they don't have to rely through the drive-through. And then you're going to always get objections. And one of the things we teach our coaches is that objections are great because you now know how to address them publicly. So if people talk about, well, I'm not sure if a challenge group is for me, you now can turn that and say, you know, I wasn't sure about a challenge group and being involved in something online, but the accountability really helped. The fact that I had to check in with these ladies every day really encouraged me to get my workout done because I didn't want to tell them that I got it done. Or the fact that I had people that I didn't even know very well were cheering me on inspired me to keep pushing. So take all those objections that you might get about your challenge group, or if you're about Shakeology, and talk about it. I did one today about someone told me they didn't like Shakeology, and I was like, let's give it another try. And so they got some samples and they gave it another try, and they were like, oh my gosh, this was so good. I'm so glad you had me try just a different flavor and stuff. So, and I talked about that. So you're just going to share about all those different things you get in your personal messages, and you're going to turn them into public posts. One of the things that people seem to be touched the most is knowing that you're not perfect, sharing that you're not perfect, and sharing that you have struggles because you're connecting with them what their struggles are, and you're turning that into a post and letting them know how you're working through it. You don't have to have the answer. You don't have to be perfect. You can just share with them that this is what I'm going through. This is what how I'm trying to fix it, and then work on from that. And you'll be impressed by like the different people that reach out to you that are struggling with the same thing. Live videos are definitely a scary thing, but you can definitely reach your audience and help them get to know you, your personality, and you a little bit more. As you are, going through your career, you want to start sharing a little bit about coaching tips and things like that, because you want people to understand what you're doing. It just helps them understand. And if they're kind of curious about what you're doing, if they don't know a lot of Beachbody coaches, you're helping share and then help educate them on what you're doing. For me personally, I wrote down I share a lot about my faith, and some people could share, if they're a vegan, they can share their vegan options. So I was using those different ideas. There is all kinds of training in the back office for us to use and share about all these different things and about our training. And so Rachel did touch on it. It's under business tools and videos. Rachel already kind of touched about public ads in your advertising, so I'm not going to go over that. She already shared with you like what hers was. Mine's the same thing. Sometimes I share like a quick little transformation, and then a bullet point in my post. And sometimes like her, it would be a bullet point in on my actual picture. There is no right or wrong way, but you do just want to let them know these are kind of what you want your post to say. You want it to be a personal picture. You want to tell your story. You want to explain why it was helpful to you. What are you offering? When's your start date? And then give them a call to action. And so that's what pretty much, no matter how you do it, whether or not it's all in a picture, all in a post, picture and a post, however, you want to combine the wording, feel free to be creative with that, but you do want those things to be on it. And then last but not least, you want to invite them to the party. You invited them publicly, but you want to invite them privately. And so let me see. Okay. Yeah. One more. Look, the way I had it best described to me is that if you were having a birthday party for your son and you told everybody that you wanted them, it was going to be great, and you're having jumpers and you're having a carnival and cake and ice cream and pizza is going to be fabulous and everybody's welcome. Well, not everyone's really going to know that they're all welcome. They're going to think like, yeah, okay, maybe. But you want that personal invitation. So you want that personal thing. I mean, some people are like, yeah, come on out and come see us. Everyone's welcome. But you're thinking, do they really mean me? I don't know if they meant me. But when you take time to write that personal invitation, you put a stamp on it and you send it out, you are telling them that, yeah, I mean you. I want you to come join us. So that's what that personal invitation is when you're sending them a message, not publicly, but you're sending them a private message in Facebook or an email or a text. You're giving them that personalized invitation with a stamp on it saying, I would love for you to be in my challenge group because I think you would be just a great asset to it, and you would be somebody that I'd love to work with. And then, so real quick, some people always ask me, because I put WooFoo on there. You could go to www.woofoo.com, and all it is a questionnaire form. There you get 3 free versions of it, and that's what I use. I do not pay for any more. We have ones that we can share. Basically, I'm sure most of ours are about the same. It's pretty much your basic, just email, name, you're getting their phone number, and trying to figure out a little bit of what they're interested in. So that's definitely, we can share ours in the group so you can see, but they're nothing really that fancy, but it's just kind of cool because it makes it kind of well-rounded. You have it like, this is your form if you want to join, and it gives you just kind of a little bit more polished, professional look. There's nothing wrong with message me. Sometimes I still do that. There's nothing wrong with comment below. Definitely still do that. But every once in a while, you just like to have more of a professional kind of look. And that is the last of my slides. Do y'all have any questions about that? I know it's like overwhelming and stuff, but I just kind of want to touch base so that you guys can, I mean, you're going to start posting, so it kind of helps give you a little bit and jog your memory. And we'll post this call so you could go over it again, but just kind of give you some tips and ideas on what to post. I think for me, that was the hardest thing. I really didn't use social media at all, so I really didn't know what to post. Like I said, mine were so awkward. I mean, I didn't even write complete sentences. It was weird. And so I really just didn't know what to share. So it definitely was helpful to get examples and see people what they did.
Yeah. And I think too, like in the beginning, I tried so much to make my posts like my coaches, or I found other coaches and I tried to kind of emulate them, which is okay. I mean, I still will see something that inspires me and I'll use some wording, but I would encourage you, like now when you're posting, I mean, just above all, be yourself. Talk like you would talk. Whatever motivates you will probably motivate somebody else that follows you, so kind of view your posts and your especially your workout selfies, like have fun with them. I mean, like really have fun with them. I mean, mine vary from like serious to deep to spiritual to stupid to like Flex Friday, I mean, just use those, I think, more than anything to show your personality. And I think that that's what people connect with me the most over, is that morning workout selfie, and I love, like now I have fun with it. At first it totally intimidated me, like to pieces. But just be inspiring, and you'll inspire people differently than Timmy and I will. So, just use those to have fun and to share your personality. And then, definitely track your vital behaviors, guys. Like if I could stress anything, track your vitals. And I love this tracking sheet. My friend Carrie made it, but it basically tells you what to do every day during your power hour. So that, like, I remember sitting down as a new coach for so long and thinking, I don't know if I've done everything that I need to do today. I don't even know where to start. And this is such a good tracking sheet, or like power hour sheet, that you can print off. And I put it in the document, in the file section of our Coach Basics page. But literally every day, you want to be adding people to your network. You want to be connecting with people, following up with people that you've already talked to, inviting people, posting, checking into our group. And so like it gives you a place to write down people's names that you do that with, and the date. And I think that is just I wish I had that in the beginning, because I used the business activity tracker and it wasn't as like conducive to staying organized and staying on top of things. So that's a really good tracker if you don't have one. And just let that be your guide. Like every day when you sit down to do your power hour, or if you split it up, like say, have I connected with 3 people today? If there's not a name there, then you need to do that. Have I added new friends on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, if it's not filled out? And I don't add 10 people every day, honestly. I usually every day I've been a coach, I've added at least 3 people, like to my friends list on Facebook or Instagram or something. But definitely be connecting, keeping that funnel of new people coming in that you're connecting with and who are watching you. And, just invite people to the party, like Timmy said. And we are here. Oh my gosh, we are here to help you with conversations, to help you with knowing how to approach people. And we're going to post all that good stuff in Coach Basics. Like we're going to tackle that stuff every single day. So make sure that you do check into our page and see what we're posting and the tips that we have. And we are here to help you guys be successful. I've been a coach for over 2.5 years, not quite 3. It'll be 3 years in August. But, you know, like it is a sustainable long-term opportunity if you just do these simple things that we are telling you guys, teaching you guys to do. So I'm excited. Thank you for listening to us go on for an hour. And we will, next week, we'll talk more about inviting and conversations and things like that. But if you have questions, does anybody have questions tonight before we finish out?
Yeah. Will you be putting the slides on from tonight in the group?
I can do that.
Okay, thank you.
And I posted that challenge group description. Then that's my description, the one that I use. Like, you know, Timmy probably has a little different one. But I just basically, like I said, I use that in all my conversations just to explain what the group is. I put that there, my challenge group invite process, and then that tracker. And then Timmy can share her slides too because they're really good. Cool.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, we will talk to you soon, okay? Bye.